Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Say What Needs to Be Said. I'm your host, Asante, Mr. Pick Six Samuel, two-time Super Bowl champion, Pro Bowler, all-pro, record-breaking cornerback, and the last cornerback to intercept 50 interceptions, period. Not even during the 16-game season era. Just period. You understand what I'm saying, man? How y'all doing out there? I hope everybody had a blessed weekend. You know, I hope everybody enjoyed themselves, and I hope you're happy. That's what life is about. Make sure everyone is seeking happiness out there. And all the other foolishness doesn't really happen. Find what makes you happy out here on earth, man. As you see, man, we have a lot to talk about tonight, man. I'm going to get into it. We're going to talk about a little ASJ. If you know who ASJ is, we're going to talk about Deshaun Watson and the Shedeur Sanders battle because it's heating up as well. We got to talk about Jake Paul. Jake Paul, of course. He's always making some noise, and he want to challenge himself, I guess. And it's no other place to challenge yourself like football, right? And yeah, we're gonna give you an update with the Baker Mayfield situation as well. His contract update, man. So how y'all doing out there? Salute to everyone in the chat. Let me know where you're checking in from, man. I know we have Dallas in the building sometimes, Louisiana. You know, we have people all over the place, man. So, you know, I'm happy to be here tonight. We got to get back into the Sunday rotation. Sunday night football is right around the corner, man, and we got to start, you know, moving and grooving, man. So let's get into this thing. Pittsburgh, what do we think about the Pittsburgh Steelers? What are the chances of the Pittsburgh Steelers doing the unthinkable? Because there's a lot of speculating going on the state of the Steelers. Can Aaron Rodgers do something special to finish off a Hall of Fame career? From his words, this is going to be his last season. What do y'all think? Will this be Aaron Rodgers' last season? Will he get that bug when the offseason is here? Get that itch that he can do it one more time. We'll see, man. From his words, like I said. But, you know, Aaron Rodgers, he really needs DK Metcalf to step up. You know, he needs him to step up and take most of the pressure off of Aaron Rodgers. You know, I would like to see the offense use DK Metcalf in the slot more often. Let him work the middle of the field, like I talked about with Marvin Harrison Jr. Plus, that will help Metcalf avoid press coverage. He doesn't like press coverage. He's a big body, and he's easy to get them. It's easy to get those hands on him, and he doesn't have that sudden quickness. So, putting him in the slot will definitely help him avoid press coverage. You know, Aaron Rodgers needs those receivers with that quickness on the outside so that he can execute those quick passes and those quick fade routes he loves to throw. That's Aaron Rodgers' go-to bread and butter, those quick passes, quick slant, and a quick fade route. And DK Metcalf can't quite deliver for him when it comes to the aspect of the quick game and what Aaron Rodgers like to do. I mean, he can make a play here and there, but it's too tough for those two to execute when Aaron Rodgers is used to executing these plays, these quick plays, like, you know, like it's like nothing, like riding a bicycle, you know. But a player with the last name Samuel got the coaches impressed with his playmaking ability during training camp. ASJ, baby, my son, Asante Samuel Jr. That's right. And there was a strong possibility, man, Asante Samuel Jr. wouldn't be able to play football anymore after being diagnosed with a serious neck injury. By the grace of God, you know, there was a doctor who was confident to perform the surgery and give him a chance to continue his football career. And then the Steelers signed him with the last 4 games of the season because they were confident in the doctor that performed the surgery on ASJ. So he's with the Steelers. You know, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. And now he's back with the Steelers for a second season on a 1-year deal, ready to prove his worth. Yeah, he's ready to prove his worth. And since he stepped on the field for the Steelers, man, he has been making plays left and right. The head coach, Mike McCarthy, has high praise for the kid, for my son, you know what I mean? I kind of feel like I'm getting the high praise myself. I'm a little jealous, man. I never had the head coach come out and glaze all over me like he doing my son. So, you know, shout out to Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy give high praises to Asante Samuel Jr., one of my favorite players. Those are some strong words. Wish it was the defensive coordinator, though, but let's continue. Head coach Mike McCarthy said he thinks there's a role for Samuel in the Steelers' defense. I know personally, I'm counting on him. He's frankly been one of my favorite players since I've arrived here, Mike McCarthy said. The truth is, though, the real defense, well, this is not Mike McCarthy right here. And he goes on, the article continues, it says, the truth is, though, the real defensive takeaway from these first 4 days and 3 full practices belongs to cornerback Asante Samuel Jr. He has been the biggest star on the Steelers camp in Latrobe. Clip after clip has shown Samuel breaking up passes, making plays on the football, and breaking off his own coverage to find a different zone and come up with a play. He has been phenomenal for the Steelers, absolutely making the most of his opportunities. Shout out to ASJ, holding it down. You know, it's in the bloodline, baby. What can I say? And, you know, I've always been a fan of the Steelers defensive system. I think it's the perfect defense for my son to make plays in. Asante's best attribute as a cornerback is his instincts, just like his pops. Our instincts tell us where the football needs to be thrown, right? It tells us where the quarterback needs to throw the football. And our instincts also tell us how to put ourselves in position to attack the football. Now, me and my son, Asante Samuel Jr., we had a long talk, not a lot of talks. We had a long talk this summer, right before he went to camp. And it was real good. We had a real long, prosperous talk. As you know, there's a lot going on when you're a junior and you're trying to live up to expectations, or people always talking to you about your father and you know, trying to make comparisons and things like that. So, you know, he was trying to find his way, and hey, we had a long talk, and he's good. And I could tell my son is maturing, and he's super focused, ready to prove his worth, like I said. And I'm excited to see what he can do I'm excited to see what he can do in the Steelers defensive scheme. Yeah. Woo-hoo. Nice break on the ball. Nice break on the ball. Have you fun out there, brother? Boom. Down here at the bottom left corner. Nice play on the ball. Yes, sir. Now let's have a little film study. All right, let's go back to the first play. Right here, right? It goes a little wide. He's down here in the left corner. He has good leverage on the ball. Aaron Rodgers is looking away from my son, and then at the last minute, he comes back to my son's receiver. Boom, makes the play. Good play. Now let's go to the next play. All right, it looks like cover 3 right here. Well, we did talk about it. Cover 3. Boom. So in cover 3, everything disappears. Now you go hunt for work. Comes off his man, go play, and makes a play on the football. Cover 3. So understand, if everything disappear, you go hunt for work. Check them out at the bottom. Everything disappear. Don't bite the cheese. Don't bite the cheese. Boom. Great play. Great play. Great play, baby. Great play. You know, AJ, he was responsible for the deep thirds on that last play. He made a great play, man. I told him in the game, you got to sell out. We got to have those. That needs to be an interception. Right now, they don't have pads on, so ain't no sense of selling out. You know what I mean? Made a great play. And I'm going to bring him on the show. He's going to appear on the show this season sometime, you know, during the year, you know, maybe before the first game, and we're going to have some fun. So y'all get ready. Y'all make sure y'all support Deuce, the Steelers. So I got to root for the Steelers now. I'm a Steelers fan. So shout out to Junior, man, out there making plays. I'm ready to see what he can do, you know. And like he said, he told me, he said, I'm trying to make the best of every opportunity I get. You know, Joey Porter Jr. having a contract dispute, so he's been out. And then whenever Joey Porter is down, Asante Samuel Jr. is right there to step up. He's right in the mix, man. He's right in the mix. So salute to the kid. doing what he loves, football. Continue to play that football, man. So, yeah, next on this live, next segment for tonight's live, we have to talk about Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders. What's going on with me tonight? Let me get a little water. We got Deshaun Watson, man. What is going on with Deshaun Watson? And how many practices have they had? 4 practices so far? All I can say is I've seen enough. And unfortunately, it's over for the kid. It's over for Deshaun Watson, man. The amount of mishaps he's had on the field is intolerable. I explained to you, things will only get worse for Deshaun Watson. Turning the football over without pads on. And he still hasn't stopped turning the football over without pads on. He has thrown 3 more interceptions after throwing those 2 interceptions during the first or the second practice. 3 more. I understand quarterbacks playing on rhythm, challenging themselves to make quick decisions, right? I understand. That's what practice is for. Challenge yourself. Try to improve on things, right? But Deshaun Watson, man, he looks like he forgot who he once was, and he's trying new things to boost his confidence. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know if it was a look pass on one of those interceptions, but I've never seen Deshaun Watson attempt a no-look pass. Sorry, a look pass. I said a look pass, a no-look pass. I don't know. Yeah, his confidence is shot. And the writing is on the wall. Unless Shedeur Sanders starts looking like a different person and takes 3 steps backwards, I can't see Deshaun Watson winning the starting job. I don't think no one sees Deshaun Watson winning the starting job at this point. Now the pads haven't came on. It's real early. But this is installed and they are competing. You know? And we talking about Deshaun Watson starting. He might be in trouble for the backup quarterback role. Yeah. He might be in trouble winning the backup quarterback role, if you ask me. And if he doesn't win the backup quarterback role, that leaves him at 3rd string. And Cleveland can't embarrass themselves like that. Cleveland can't embarrass themselves and make Dylan Gabriel the backup quarterback over Deshaun Watson. That will be absolutely humiliating. With the amount of money that Deshaun Watson is making, man, please. Now, like I talked about with Deshaun Watson and him trying to improve his craft, I don't know, challenge himself and things like that. When we watch these clips of Deshaun Watson, I want you to pay attention to his accuracy. Where is the placement of these footballs? Because that's very important in the NFL. NFL is a game of inches. Right off top. Start from the beginning. Now, this is the one that was really bothering me right here. I'm sure a lot of you seen this clip. He doesn't let the tight end, get open. He doesn't let the tight end cross the path, cross the backers. And I guess he's trying to anticipate throwing it, in the perfect area, something like that. And you can't really see, it's not zoomed in, but this is the no-look pass, no-look attempt, I think. Let's check it out. Yeah. I don't know, man. Deshaun Watson. I'm cheering for the brother. I would love to see him start cooking again, But Deshaun Watson is cooked. He's basically cooked, man. It looks like he totally forgot how to play quarterback on the NFL level. It's either that, he forgot how to play, or the coaching staff over the past years ruined the player that Deshaun Watson once was. And I feel bad for him, man, because I know he really wants to get it right, get back to who he once was. But it's just not happening for him. For Watson to know what it once felt like to be a top quarterback, right? About to have an exceptional career and never regaining that feeling, that has to be mentally exhausting, tough to deal with. But Deshaun Watson keeps a smile on his face, and he seems like he handled the drama pretty good. I don't know. I guess because that check is going to clear every week, every month in that bank account, regardless of what's going on and what we're talking about. So he's going to keep that smile on his face. But he better not let Dillon Gabriel outplay him, play better than him, and win that backup quarterback role. I don't think it's a possibility. Like I said, I don't think the Cleveland Browns would embarrass themselves like that, because that would definitely be embarrassing. And when you hear the owner, Jimmy Haslam, talk, he tries to express optimism and, hope that Deshaun Watson shows, signs of an all-pro again and things like that. But he can't be happy with what he's seeing from Deshaun Watson. Despite what he says in the media, he can't be happy with what he's seeing. And I also think the football world is underestimating how good the Cleveland Browns can be. Now, Quinshon Judkins, he is a difference maker. And he's back. He looks very healthy. He almost ran the football so well for Dillon Gabriel. It had the Cleveland Browns believing Dillon Gabriel was their guy. I mean, Quinshon Judkins is a weapon. Don't slip on the Cleveland Browns. Shit, Deshaun Watson looks so bad, Dillon Gabriel might be the backup quarterback for real, for real. This is for real. But the biggest issue on this team last season was the head coach, Kevin Stefanski. He's no longer there. So I expect everyone to get better. I don't know what's happening with Deshaun Watson. But yeah, man, I don't know. Kevin Stefanski, he handled a lot of situations wrong as the head coach. And that resulted in how much success the team had. From the quarterback to the receivers, basically the offense, So we'll see, man. Deshaun Watson, I am still baffled about where he's at in his football career, how much backwards he has gone as a football player. He's had multiple injuries. He's been through a lot. I understand. But to me, a quarterback just needs to make a read and put the ball there. Now, as far as him running the football with the injuries and things like that, that may be a different story. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. Shedeur Sanders definitely is going to be the starting quarterback week 1. Unless something miraculously changes from Deshaun Watson, But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Got to pull something up here. What do we got here? Man, we'll pay any NFL player $1 million if you can box me better than I run routes against you. You guys, the internet can be the judge. He said he will send the jet to pick up any one of us, I guess. We'll send my jet to pick you up. Who's down? I'm down. Mr. Jake Paul, I accept your challenge. I will show you what an exceptional athlete really looks like. All I need is a little advance notice so I can go run a few miles to get in a little shape. And I need to hit the gym and go hit the heavy bag a little bit, you know? Just give me a little bit of advance notice. 2 weeks. Give me 2 weeks. That's all I need. Easy work. I don't really need to do no football training. I won't waste my time with that, you know? Football, we ain't gonna talk about football. I'm not gonna waste my time training for football to practice against you or Jake Paul. But what I will do, I will use my football drills for my conditioning work. Make life simple on my end. You understand? So I'm gonna do football drills, practice, my T-step, practice covering receivers and things like that while getting in shape in boxing, I guess, But let's check Jake Paul out, man. Jake Paul is always making noise. I guess he loves to challenge himself.
More than all of you, guaranteed. And that's just like right now. And I bench more than all of you, guaranteed. And that's just like right now. And I don't even practice bench pressing. I'll squat more than all of you. I'm faster than all of you. Actually.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is true. We can go down in the street after this. But that's the thing. So when words are cheap.
Why, if you make all this money, do you just keep doing things and trying to pick things that's gonna get you hurt?
I mean, pain is temporary, legacy is forever. So
let's go. I saw that X-ray.
Yeah.
X-rays forever too.
It's temporary though. On God, honestly, it didn't even. The punch didn't even hurt.
I don't believe that, Jake.
I swear on everything, brother. It didn't hurt at all.
I mean, he said, "Whoa."
He's definitely a tough guy, man.
Hold
on, what's going on here? Jake Paul is definitely a tough guy. But, I'm going to stop it right there because we understand and, what he's talking about. He's talking about, no, sorry. I have to let y'all hear the part about football. Excuse me.
On God, honestly, it didn't even. The punch didn't even hurt.
I don't believe that, Jake.
I swear on everything, brother. It didn't hurt at all.
I mean, he said, "Whoa," right?
I was just like, "Whoa," that was like a good hit. But there's been things in life that hurt a lot worse. Like when you stub your toe, bro, that shit hurts way more than getting hit by Anthony Joshua. Honestly.
But you're sitting with 3 football players, right? To have the audacity to say it out loud that that's what you're going to do. 29 years old, to have not stepped on a professional football field. What makes you so confident that you can do what we were able to do for a living?
Yeah, I think just God, believing in myself, and manifestation and self-belief are some of the most powerful things in the world, and I have God-given talents and athleticism. When I said I was going to box and beat all of these people and beat Ben Askren and Nate Robinson, Tyron Woodley, Anderson Silva, it was the same response that I'm getting now when I say I'm going to go play slot receiver, because there was no background. I was YouTuber this, YouTuber that. And so I'm a doer and a talker at the same time, but I always back it up. I have hands, run some routes, catch some balls, block some people. It can't be that hard. Boxing is way more difficult than football.
That is
and I'm only
not true.
It's 100% true.
Again,
study was.
All right, he said it can't be that hard, right? Playing slot receiver. Let's replay this beginning part.
And I don't even practice bench pressing. I'll squat more than all of you. I'm faster than all of you.
All right, there you go. So Jake Paul, so he squats and he bench presses more than football players, or more than the 3 people that was on the platform just now. But I'm assuming he's talking about football players in general. But there's a reason bodybuilders aren't successful football players, Jake Paul. You don't understand. So just because you think you're super strong, that's less than half the battle. Also, Jake Paul needs to understand there's a big difference in weight room strength and natural strength. Don't let that go over your head. And like I said, I will admit, Jake Paul, he's a tough guy. He got a lot of heart. But skills do matter. Athleticism do matter when we're talking about boxing and football, especially slot receiver. And Floyd Mayweather, okay, Floyd Mayweather is 5'7", 145 pounds, right? And your brother, Jake Paul's brother, Logan Paul, couldn't do anything with him. Now, I use Logan Paul as a comparison because I'm sure they lift the same weights. They do the same workouts. You know, I'm sure they just about strong as each other. You know, but I will give Jake Paul everything he is asking for. Maybe he's just talking, this is satire or something like that. You know? And if we're able to proceed with this boxing match, because I am accepting the challenge, I'm definitely not coming with one or two people. I'm not taking any chances of anything crazy happening to me. So I will need to bring 20 people from the crib with me. No funny shit going on around here. So that's the rules for me. I need a few weeks in advance. Give me a little time to go jog a few miles, run to the gym, hit the boxing bag, the heavy bag, and get in a little shape. But when we're talking about football, it's a whole different animal. That's something totally different. I understand he went and he challenged himself in boxing. Boxing, you can pick who, you know, he was able to pick who he want to fight and things like that. He built up a following so massive that he ran the show, you know. But now when we're talking about football, and Jake Paul playing football, slot receiver, understand this. The world population is over 8 billion people. Out of those 8 billion people, only 1,700 athletes make it to the NFL. And out of those 1,700 athletes, there are 32 starting slot receivers for each team. Jake Paul believes it's a simple task to make it as a slot receiver in the NFL. He said it himself. How hard could it be? And it's a reason 1,700 of the best, the best athletes are choosing out of 8 billion people to play in the NFL. To play football on a professional level, you need years of experience. You need to understand how to play the game and not just the rules, how to properly run routes, how to take a hit, how to deal with a concussion, not a boxing concussion, a football concussion. And you have to run back to the huddle and still understand what the quarterback is saying to you. You understand? You know? And those are, that's probably half the battle. And then you have to have the skills. Ultimately, you have to have the skills to play slot receiver. That is the biggest question of them all. Does Jake Paul have the skills to play slot receiver? And even if he did have the chance to play football, I'm sure the coaches wouldn't choose him to play slot receiver for his position. He doesn't even look like a slot receiver, you know. But I give it to Jake Paul, man. He has a lot of heart. He loves challenging himself. Man, I don't know if it's heart or crazy. It's one of them. Put them together, man. You have Jake Paul, you know. But hey, let him know, challenge accepted. Challenge is accepted. I just need 2 weeks. You can't expect to send a jet in 2 days for me and say, get on the jet, and I haven't been doing anything. Wow, y'all been training every day. You understand what I'm saying? I know he got a surgery and things like that. So, but yeah. Challenge accepted. Let Jake Paul know challenge is accepted. We could run it. And don't be talking about size and things like that. And he's, you know, his brother fought Floyd Mayweather. Jake Paul fought Anthony Joshua. You know, boxing is a skill. You have to have the skill along with the heart and desire to get it done in that ring. So yeah, man, that's Jake Paul, man. Salute to everyone that's out there that want to see Jake Paul and Asante. The world wants to see our Twitter. I don't know if it's the world. Twitter wants to see Jake Paul fight any one of us football players. I know Le'Veon Bell was the main character that was asking for that fight. And he's been ducking. So, he's just having fun, I guess. But I got to call it out to make sure he's just having fun. You understand? So, salute to Jake Paul. All right, last on tonight's segment for this live stream, we got Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is having an issue trying to get the deal done like we talked about. And the contract of them between Baker Mayfield and Tampa Bay is all about Daniel Jones, the starting quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. He had a subpar season, a subpar career in New York with Brian Daboll. He was drafted, number 7th overall, number 2 pick overall, and things didn't pan out so well for him out there in New York. But does Baker Mayfield deserve more money than Daniel Jones? That is the big question for Tampa Bay executives, right? And the potential for Daniel Jones is much greater than Baker Mayfield on paper. He played his best ball, or Daniel Jones played his best ball for the Colts in only one season. And like I said, after struggling with the Giants for years. Now, if Daniel Jones doesn't suffer a season-ending injury, Indianapolis Colts look like they were headed deep in the playoffs. They would look like they was going to do something. Now, Baker Mayfield, after 10 seasons in the NFL, I think it's fair to say that he's hit his peak. And you can still put an argument together for Daniel Jones, and the Indianapolis Colts that they were headed for the Super Bowl the first half of the season until the injury. So, who's more valuable? Daniel Jones had that offense clicking, man. He's just a totally different player from his time he had from playing with the Giants. And the Indianapolis Colts believe in him. That's what it boils down to. Daniel Jones, reason why Baker Mayfield turned down Buccaneers' 2-year contract offer. Pocket watching, Baker Mayfield. You're out there pocket watching, brother. Got to stop pocket watching, man. You have people throw you off your pivot when you pocket watch it. Why Mayfield turned down Buccaneers contract extension offer? Baker Mayfield saw a dip in his production during the 2026 NFL season. Sure, still a big payday was expected when the larger picture of the 3-year deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is looked at. The expectations was for him to sign a deal before July 28, 2026, but it did not happen. Why was that the outcome? Per Kyle Drovchik of CBS Sports, the Buccaneers did offer Mayfield a 2-year deal, but it was just not enough. Salary projections had the quarterback earning a deal valued around the ballpark of $50 million entering the last years of his prime. Instead, he received a contract offer that matched what Indianapolis Colts gave Daniel Jones. To add context, Jones received a 2-year deal worth $88 million for the Colts. He got $50 million upon signing, and he had a total of $60 million in his guaranteed money. Mayfield, on the other hand, feels like this is below what he deserves. As a point of comparison, Mayfield earned his first 2 Pro Bowl selections with the Buccaneers while also grabbing the 2023 PFWA Most Important Player Award. Over his tenure with the Buccaneers, he's totaled 12,237 passing yards and 91 passing touchdowns with an astounding 97-point quarterback rating and a 66.3 completion percentage. Meanwhile, Jones has not secured any accolades nor recorded a season with more than 3,200 passing yards. It's hard to see why Mayfield would feel disappointed at the Buccaneers front office. I mean, it's not hard to see. I disagree. I disagree. Last year, Daniel Jones, he was on fire. Yes, he hasn't thrown over 3,200 yards yet, but last season was a turning point in his career. You want to compare Baker Mayfield to Daniel Jones? Man, I think it would be hard for a lot of teams to justify an older Baker Mayfield is worth more than a younger Daniel Jones. But both sides have legit arguments. Baker Mayfield and the organization, they both have legit arguments that can be made who deserves more money, Baker Mayfield or Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, he just signed a new deal in March. Just signed his new deal in March. So it hasn't even been a year yet. Now, every year the salary cap increases because of inflation, which means the value of player contracts is going to increase. Baker Mayfield is negotiating his contract like we're already in the 2027 league year. Baker Mayfield doesn't want 2027 come, and players on Daniel Jones level are out here signing 2-year deals, $110 million, and he's sitting there with his 2-year $90 million, 2-year $95 million. So Baker Mayfield and his agent are negotiating for the future, looking ahead of things, which is smart on their part. But hey, man, you're putting yourself in a testy situation where you've shut down contract negotiations before training camp, and now you have to wait until the season is over, unless he changes his mind. He can possibly change his mind, and they can get something done. But yeah, go out there and bust some butt. Go out there and start 7-0 like Daniel Jones. They give you what you want. I thought $50 million a year would get the deal done for Baker Mayfield, and I don't know if he wants 55, 60, or would 50 actually get the deal done for him. Sometimes we overvalue ourselves as player, or sometimes we get a little greedy based on what someone else has earned. And yes, that's the nature of the business, but don't block your blessings counting another man's pockets. That's all I'm going to say. Of course, this is football, and that's how things go. There's always inflation, and the next person signing should, on the same caliber, should be making more money. But this is a unique situation. Tampa Bay, if I was the general manager, the owner, I think I would have the same argument. This would be my stance as well, right? Let's offer him a deal the same as around Daniel Jones, because that's what caliber quarterback we think he is. So we'll see how it goes for Baker Mayfield coming up. Is he's going to not be a hard ass and start back negotiating during the season, or is he going to stick to his guns and say, man, I told y'all need to listen to me? But the New York Jets desperately need a quarterback. They need good quarterback play. They haven't had good quarterback play since when? Chad Pennington. I don't know. It's been forever. Now, not too many people are convinced Geno Smith can get it done. He's the answer for the Jets. If Baker Mayfield is that valuable, the Jets, they can go on and make a play. They could swap out players. So I think the Jets, if any team is out there interested in Baker Mayfield, that may be the one and only team that can probably make a play for Baker Mayfield. But we'll see, man. We'll see, man. How we doing out there, chat? Let's read a few chats. We got Drees in the building. Oh, man, Drees in the building. He said, I'll take Baker any day over Jones. This is a Tampa Bay native over here sticking up for Baker Mayfield, saying he will take Baker Mayfield over Daniel Jones any day. Now, let's just take the names away from these two players. That's what I like to do, because a lot of time we get caught up in the names. Let's look at the actual season and how they perform. Baker Mayfield's stats sometimes are a little watered down. That's why it's most important for quarterback. The most important stat for quarterbacks is the win-loss category. Because Baker Mayfield, he has some pretty good stats, but he doesn't. But does those stats count when it matters? You see what I'm saying? quarterback stats needs to count when it matters, because you can pass stats as a quarterback left and right, a bunch of short passes, 2-minute drill. You're looking awesome. Never even get a touchdown, probably get a field goal. The end of the game, if you're getting blown out, you're getting beat by 21 points and you're trying to rally back. There are so many different justifications that can be made for quarterbacks, and why stats shouldn't matter, Win, losses for quarterbacks. Shout out to 2-3 Drees, sticking up for Baker. Baker said, Baker, got another one. Baker needs to follow the steps Kirk Cousins did when he played with Washington. And the Vikings just play. I don't know, man. Did y'all see Kirk Cousins now? Kirk Cousins look old. Kirk Cousins look like he barely move out there, man. He look like he can barely move. Baker Mayfield is just too inconsistent for me. I love him as a person. I love his attitude. I love how passionate he is about football. I love all of those things about him. I like who he is as a player as well. But he's just too inconsistent for me, man. Too inconsistent for me. Say Baker isn't going nowhere. So if Baker isn't going nowhere, what are they going to do? They're going to franchise him? Now, if they franchise him, that is going to risk not signing a bunch of other players, because there's a lot of dead money that is going to have to take up the salary cap. So franchising, I say that as well. But Baker Mayfield is going to have to make them franchise tag him. They're not just going to franchise Baker Mayfield because he's Baker Mayfield. He's going to have to play good, and he's going to have to win a playoff game in order to receive that franchise tag. Unless, like I talked about with the quarterback development and the upcoming quarterbacks that are aspiring to make it to the NFL, if there is no talent available in the draft, that's what it's looking like. You have 1 or 2 quarterbacks every year in the draft who can make an impact on a team. After that, you just have a bunch of possibles and maybes. So if the general manager and the head coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are looking ahead, and the scouting department is coming back and telling them, look, Baker Mayfield is the best thing we have going, you don't really have a choice but to sign him back. Now, you could take a chance and say, we're going to draft this quarterback and possibly develop him. That's taking a big chance. So I think Baker Mayfield has leverage in that category when it comes to the potential players that they could possibly get to replace him. It's not much, man. It's not much. As you can see, we will see soon as the season starts. When the season starts and quarterback gets injured, and team is down a few quarterbacks, you start calling Joe Flacco. You start calling Phillip Rivers. Who else would they start calling? And that's where I think the position is headed. I don't know how you can get that fixed, but I don't like it. So shout out to Baker Mayfield. Shout out to my chat. Shout out to everybody tuning in, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all in the chat tuning in. He say Rodgers trash. Oh man, you go Dade County. Dade County talking about Rodgers, man. Oh, the Rodgers. I can't go for the Rodgers hate, man. Rodgers is an awesome quarterback. He might not be the best winning quarterback, but he has some crazy talent. And yeah, I don't know what to say. So that's why it's about winning, because talent just doesn't win. Just like Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, same talent at quarterback, right? Pretty much the same talent. But the difference is Patrick Mahomes wins a lot more than Aaron Rodgers. That's the difference. Tom Brady, not the most athletic quarterback, but he understands how to win. That is the difference. And I always tell y'all, that is my problem. I was born into the NFL playing with the New England Patriots. And my first day on the field, all I know was greatness. All I seen was Tom Brady. So my perspective is a lot different than a lot of people's perspectives. Quarterbacks have so much responsibilities That's why winning is important. Is an important stat when it comes to quarterbacks. So man, we'll see. We'll see how it go. I'm rooting for Baker Mayfield. Like I said, I love his energy. I've been watching him since he was at Oklahoma. The smaller guy, that's always a negative when it comes to quarterback, and that challenges him from time to time. So football is right around the corner. Tampa Bay. Are they going to be the NFC, NFC West, NFC North, NFC South? One of them. They're going to be the champions again, division champions. We'll see, man. So salute. And y'all let me know, man, if Jake Paul responds. I'm sure he's not going to respond. He hasn't responded to any football players yet. But y'all let me know if Jake Paul responds, because I'm ready. Y'all make sure y'all send him that. Let him see what's going on. Yeah. It's your boy, Mr. Pick Six, Asante, Mr. Pick Six Samuel. Make sure y'all watch out for ASJ, Asante Samuel Jr., man, in that black and gold. And he's ready to represent, ready to get everything that's for him. He's going to prove his worth like he's doing already, man. It's in his blood. He has the pedigree. He has the instincts. He breaks on the ball just like his pops. He has ball skills just like his pops. I'm ready to see my son ball. And I'm going to be able to make it to some games this year. So salute to everybody in Pittsburgh, because I'm going to be up there, showing up, showing out. So salute to y'all out there, man. It was Sunday Night Vibes. We back in the rotation. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all. Hope y'all appreciate me. Nothing but love here from your guy, Mr. Pick Six. Deuce, baby. See y'all next time. I am